Randy. There's far too many of you crying.
Welcome to These Are My Friends, These Are My Friends. We got Randy. We got a friend today.
We got our homeboy, Randy.
Hello.
Yep.
There he is. He's saying hello to you because you deserve it. A nice hello from our friendly neighborhood, Randy.
I see you're working so hard out there. You know.
He sees you.
Yeah.
He appreciates you.
You're doing so well. I hope.
See? Thank you, Randy. That was your reaffirmation moment during the intro of this podcast. We got into it with Randy about what his road through musicianship was kind of like, and that, as Dylan would say, was provided us with a leeway over to the top 50 Rolling Stones list of albums. Did we?
Yep. Randy did too.
There was a bullseye thrown today during this podcast, a complete like Robin Hood arrow splitting shot that was cast by somebody who's sitting here today. And I will just give props because when you hear this thunderbolt from Zeus of a comment, come on down and set fire to this very podcast that I'm speaking to you on.
Price is Right.
You'll know it. You'll understand.
100%.
Yeah. Tell the people how well they're doing again. Just one more for us. One for more for the folks at home and in their cars, in traffic, feeling like life is tough. Just let them know.
Yeah, I see you. You're doing great out there. How's the job? How's the church? How's the family?
Get a double-double. Get a double-double. You deserve it.
Yeah.
It's 8 in the morning.
You see?
You've been thinking about buying that thing? I think you should get it. You deserve it.
That's right. Treat yourself.
Treat
yourself is the last thing Randy said before our audio went away, but treat yourself indeed. Enjoy the show, and thanks to Randy. Randy's a nice guy. Nice guy, Randy. He came on and he had a good time. So, see you in the episode. As perfect as it's going to go.
Nailed it.
This wingback chair here actually is providing quite a lot of baffling. I can feel the...
It's a nice chair, man.
Every time I'm in here, I feel baffled.
Oh, fuck. All right, so this is Randy. He's our friend. This is our friends.
This is our podcast. This is Randy.
Then
That's
yes.
our podcast.
This is Randy. Yeah.
These are my friends.
We're bailing on everything else.
This is our friend Randy.
Hi,
And
I'm Randy.
He's here. We're here. The red light means it's on, right? No, don't look at over there. Over there.
Oh wait, it's recording. No, I think you hit something.
No, we don't want it to be recording. What are you doing?
This is the green, just the green light. Green. Okay.
Green is go.
Yeah, green is go, red is...
Okay, take two. No.
Does red mean go? Don't look over there. What do you mean?
We almost forgot the Lord. Yeah, but we got an amen in there, and now we're ready to start.
Amen.
Okay,
these are our friends. This is Randy.
This is Randy. These are my friends.
Hi.
I have Dylan to the left of me.
Third friend.
Randy across.
Jokers to the right.
That's right. Thank you. Yes. We're sitting here across from Randy like we have something important to tell him, but he has something important to tell us, which is about himself. You're not allowed to say this on record, are you? I think that's what's going on. Okay, don't worry about it. We'll just... Yeah, let's pivot, okay? We'll pivot. Okay. He's a musician also.
Yep, musician. I play mostly the bass guitar in a local outfit. Fella named Layten Kramer. Check him out, you know.
Nice.
If you like rock music.
Layten Kramer. Mm-hmm. Check it out.
So right now you play mostly the bass and with Layten. And what led you there? I was hoping to give like a rundown on like how'd you start with music? What have you done? Stepping stones, and then now you're here.
Well, I guess I started out playing guitar real young. Through high school and all that, I was super into starting a band and played in always in the theater and stuff.
I always think of you having a red guitar. I think all your guitars are red in my head.
Yeah, red cars, red guitars. I don't know.
Red's the best color. I was going to ask you that. That was my question.
I feel like.
We used to be roommates also, Randy and I. So I remember going with Randy to choose which type of red for the basement bathroom.
Yeah,
most people don't paint their basement bathroom fire engine red, but that's what we chose.
It's hard to tell which red is reddest from a small chip. And also I'm colorblind. So I kind of like need advice sometimes, but I know I like it.
There we go.
I can't quite tell what it is, but I like it. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, vibrant, very vibrant.
If you
Yeah, he was looking for the most vibrant one.
if you had to express what red was, what would it be to you? How would you describe red?
Oh, it's passionate.
Passionate.
I knew you.
Fire.
So passionate.
There we go.
Very good. Very good. That
That's true.
psych analogy passed. Yeah.
It's getting humid. Wow.
Damn, fire engine red.
Holy
Yeah,
moly.
me and Dan lived together, and
Yeah.
for that stretch of time, there was a hip hop duo and a thrash metal band and an indie rock band sharing a house, sharing a jam space.
Yeah.
It was excellent. The only time we ever got all of the bands in the house together on one bill was for a joint birthday party. We rented out a nightclub or a bar, Copper Owl. Shout out Copper
Yeah.
Owl. Miss the Copper Owl.
Yeah.
No, I
Shout out
forgot
Logan's
that we made
also.
that happen.
Really, really miss Logan's.
Dude, yeah, I miss
we all
Logan's
miss
pub.
Logan's.
Shout out.
We could have a I Miss Logan's Pub podcast that was all just people who miss Logan's Pub. It could be like just a tears fest. No one would listen to it because it's too sad.
But also the Copper Owl. They were holding up a small venue spot for a long time that's kind of missing right now.
So, are you not in another band?
I have been in several bands over the years, but
Yeah,
now
we interrupted him. I said he has a red guitar and we got super derailed. Whoops.
oh, well, whatever. Whatever. It's all ancient history, you know. and-
Oh, yeah.
But it's still being created, is it not?
No, not so much. I'm
Not the ancient
only,
part.
Only active with Layten nowadays.
Okay.
But that's been great. He's really got his shit together. He's a great songwriter. Always has a big group of musicians to pull from. The lineup is always kind of fluid.
Yeah.
So there's kind of people coming in and out depending on what kind of show it is and what the vibe needs to be, which I really like. It doesn't have to be exactly carbon copy the same every show.
Dope.
It's pretty cool that he can have like enough individualism to control and do things the way he wants to do it, because I feel like sometimes when there's too many cooks in the kitchen, it's like a wider net push, and it's just tougher to promote 5 people than it is to promote one person sometimes. So like, I feel like, is that maybe?
Yeah, I've been in bands that did it kind of both ways, where the collective, all members have equal say, and and that can be good also. But sometimes you get caught and nothing's getting done because there are too many opposing opinions and
Too many ideas. Create
if-
a problem. Yeah.
You're talking like Tom Petty and then whatever happened to the Heartbreakers. Kind of like you're a heartbreaker.
I feel like those are different.
Yes.
I feel like those. Well, no doubt. Now we're getting to it. That's where I was going with this the
if
whole
I could
time.
be so lucky, it'd be a heartbreaker.
Right.
Call
No
me
kidding.
up, I guess.
Heck
Yeah. But I just feel like once you put there's like it becomes two like powerful entities there also. So like that's almost like supergroup thing, a supergroup thing. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Right.
So you get like, but with just Layten Kramer, it's not Layten Kramer and the Randys.
And the construction
That'd be
workers.
pretty tight though. Has he considered? I'll give him the name.
These are my construction workers. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. But anyways, okay. So yeah,
Very neat. Very neat. Grab my phone. Oh.
you gotta make a couple calls.
I didn't know you took video. Where is this on YouTube?
Yeah, we've been doing a YouTube show longer than we've been doing the audio part. I finally convinced Dylan to also just upload only audio strictly.
Just
so it will also
sake of
go
time.
up as just audio on the podcast, on the Podbean.
Yep.
But the video will also be available on YouTube.
Yeah.
We usually try to film the ones where we have a person. come.
Yeah. We mean more production when but if it's just me and him and we just, rap, spit one out, get one cooking.
I would have perhaps put on a collared shirt. I know.
We
No.
tricked
That
you.
would be a visual aspect to the program.
Dylan does
You
this
look
to me
perfect.
every time.
Yeah.
I was even thinking, I'm like, I should text Randy and tell him that Dylan likes to surprise me with a camera all the time. And when we get here, I see Dylan with the tripod and shit. I'm like, okay, well, I don't know.
I
we
look
should
like a
probably
bag of
just do
dicks.
it.
Yeah.
Randy
No.
does not look.
Like a
Randy
bag of
looks
dicks.
fine.
No, you're playing a character, man. You're the compactor.
I'm
That's what we call
ready
you.
for
He's the
anything. I'm the compactor.
Holy shit! Wow.
Watch out.
I didn't realize Dylan had this whole narrative written for Randy ahead of time.
I got lore, man. Yeah.
Wow. Compactor.
I
That's tight.
spent too much time on that. Didn't produce anything to talk about.
Yeah, that's all I got.
That's all I got, man. The compactor. He does garbage man things.
All right. Well, continue real quick. Wait a minute. We were just whatever. Fuck it.
Name 3 things that happened this last week that was bad to you.
To me.
What are your weaknesses and strengths?
I had a really bad nightmare the other night.
That's perfect. Name a second.
Bad things. This is so negative, Dylan.
Yeah,
why do you do
just not really bad. Just it's like
What the
just
hell's
stub your
wrong
toe.
with
Having
you?
such a good day.
Yeah. One, I came on a podcast. Two, this guy asked me stupid questions. Still thinking about the third one.
Other bad things. It's so nice that I'm digging for bad things.
That's
Please.
pretty
Yeah.
bless. That's pretty bless. You're still going.
That's
Yeah.
pretty blessed.
That's pretty blessed. You know, it's a blessed life.
Blessed, dude.
Yeah.
Bless.
I watched the new Martin Scorsese movie. Scorsese.
Yep. The flower made child.
Flowers of the Killer Moon. Yeah.
Yep.
And I was quite sad after it. And then
Yeah.
I think it was that night that I had horrible nightmares.
That makes
Which doesn't
sense.
happen very often. Usually I don't dream very often.
But Scorsese got you dreaming.
Scorsese got me
Gotta get that on a shirt.
Wow.
He gets me
Scorsese
dreaming,
got
man.
me dreaming. Okay. All right.
Anything else bad happened to you?
No, that was like seven things.
I was probably late for work or something.
Perfect.
I don't
Okay, we'll come back to that. But I just wanted
Dude.
to know that your
Randy,
life
quit
isn't all
dwelling
gravy.
on all these terrible. Just move on past it, okay?
Perfect. We'll come back to it though later.
We'll dwell.
We'll dwell later.
We'll be back.
So on the spot, and this is a different than how do I explain this? It's just going to be on the spot. Top 5 records of all time for you on the spot.
Oh my god.
So you can change it later. We'll have you on again, and then you can be like, actually, this is my list, but on the spot.
That's brutal. That's brutal.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It could just be ones that pop into your brain.
Like,
Doesn't even
yeah,
have to
Okay.
be.
Fleetwood Mac Rumors 5 times.
Oh, okay. Well, there. Oh,
amazing.
wow.
Wow. That's a high
Okay.
standard, dude. Fuck.
Explains a lot about
No.
the music scene these days.
Yeah.
I think I understand now.
Everything he does is just a ripoff.
Wait.
Why
No,
does it
that's
sound
where I
like
was
rumors? Yeah. It is.
Have you seen Daisy Jones?
I have not seen that.
I wonder what you would think as a fan of Fleetwood
As a
Mac.
fan of rumors.
As a real fan
5 times, yeah.
as a rumors fan.
Oh my god. 5. Oh.
It's okay. Even if
You
you
can
take
do
like
3.
17 hours, usually our podcasts run about 25,
And I just
26
chop the
hours. And
silences
then we
out,
just chop
yeah.
everything out. Yeah.
I'd say maybe Talking Heads, Speaking in Tongues.
Cool.
It's one of my favorites.
I know that Death from Above album was huge for you.
Yeah,
Living with You, I listened to that a bunch because of that, which is cool. They're dope.
That was also maybe me trying to relate to my heavy music friends, being like, "See, I listen to heavy
Right,
music
yeah.
too. So
Yeah.
I play all the.
Look,
all
here's
the
one that they'll also be okay with.
they'll be okay with this because it's
Distortion.
distortion,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there's distortion, right? This is it. Yeah.
got
some
guys.
crunch.
Yeah, it's got some
It's
crunchy.
crunch.
Yeah.
That dude's yelling.
I mean, Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath is probably one of my
Hell yeah.
favorite records. Actually, on that
Good
note, like,
choice.
maybe brought in by all those fellas.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I feel like I'm going all classic old records, but
I mean, that's
so many.
yeah,
Just because they're so huge.
and that's
Yeah, I never
Part
think
of
to pick quintessential types of records like that because they're just so obvious almost. You know, I always want to like,
like
oh,
I have
here's one that they won't expect. But yeah, I know it's true. There's certain albums that are just too
Yeah,
too
and
iconic.
out of all the genres too. Like,
and it's one of those things where it's like that's the on the spot part where it's just like oh, fuck, like I did it to myself and I just like I gave myself like 5 just like I like honor code here. I wasn't sitting there like thinking and switching it around and stuff like that. I just thought of my 5 on the spot and I have it here and I'll tell you after yours. And yeah, I was just like, wow, this makes me look like a fucking nerd. This is my top 5.
This makes
Holy
me look
shit.
like a fucking nerd.
I'm a nerd,
Wow.
dude.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
these are my
geez, what
5.
is it?
Do you have 2 more or are you top 3 or
top 3 are
Yeah, no, these are not even good.
he hates them all.
These aren't even Randy's top ones.
Yeah.
They're not even.
This is like
Black
55.
Sabbath though.
I'm gonna get there's so many things are gonna pop into my head.
Yeah.
And that's the tricky part
You
of
know
it.
what? I'll just keep yelling out albums throughout. I might get to 15 albums by
That's
the end
fine.
of this.
That's better.
Ashes of the Awake.
If
Don't-
there's any
don't feel
dead
pressured.
space, if there's any dead space,
Yeah, it just
I'll start thinking of, like you said, albums that I just absolutely wore out when they came out. Like, okay, that there was an album by a band called Dive that
Okay.
me and Colby probably listened to 10,000 times. Is what it's
Is
called?
the is R?
Is R? Yeah.
Is the
Is the is
Okay.
R?
And
Whoa.
I feel like going back to it now, I'm like, yeah, this was this
huge
is
for you.
awesome. A local band called John's. At Work on Several Things is an album that
At Work on Several Things. That's a cool album
and
name.
It's amazing. I can't even believe it's a local
What kind
band.
of tunes?
It's like really jangly indie rock, like pretty lo-fi. They got
But
well, if you're editing things in there, maybe I can get some reverb.
Yes. Oh, we can give you all the reverb you
I can
want.
get some like I'm in a cave.
I'm gonna get some drippy noises. Quit making work for me. I'm getting a gun. There it is. That's the gun sound.
Oh no, you hit a dog and a
Oh
clown.
my god, these clowns are coming out of the woodwork. Get out of the road. Wait, take your dog.
Dan, same question.
Oh, I was thinking about clowns and dogs in the road swirling around my brain.
Dude, it's crazy. Yeah.
Same question. Well, the albums that jump to my brain, I usually I guess I would divide it because I assumed you were going to ask me. I would divide it into genres. So I'd pick hip hop first as my favorite genre probably and go with albums like 3030, which you know, Randy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. And then by Dell and
Funky.
Yeah.
Yep.
Homo.
Sapien.
Thank you. Thank you, fellas. Guys are the mildest yes men ever. Can I get a Dell? But yeah, so
We took turns. Yeah.
so we got 3030 I really love. We got I really love the beats on I don't know anymore, but I sure was crazy about Swollen Member's first album Balance. I just love the beat production on there. It's like the perfect combination of like aggressive, dark, dramatic, classical influenced hip hop beats that I'd never really heard too much else in rap, I guess. That was brought out the metalhead side of me, I guess, in rap. Some big albums, like not even just for me, like I went through a giant phase of loving the Songs for the Deaf by Queens of the Stone Age for long time. Like I wore that thing out, and then I lived with Randy and we wore
and Brody
and Brody and man and also my friend Dan Hitchin and all of those boys love that album so much that I eventually had to take a break. Like I really don't want to hear that album ever again probably, but maybe one day I'll hear it and be like, oh yeah, this album was like part of my skeleton at one point. Like it was just always around, like that album.
That one was introduced to me by my stepmom who had it on CD.
Oh wow.
It was like one of the first like modern rock albums that I'd heard. I was like so stuck on like AC/DC and Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, and like
classic rock.
could not break out of that.
Yeah, Jack FM playlist. Yeah.
No,
And then
the Q more so. Hey?
and the Q now. Yeah.
Well, I was also just deep diving super hard into Pink Floyd and
Floyd,
stuff like
yeah.
that.
Oh, that's dope.
For
Yeah,
sure.
of course.
Yeah. I got all that classic rock stuff sort of like my mom. I mean, everybody's parents listen to that stuff, but like obviously my mom listened to it a lot around me, and I felt like classic rock was always just sort of a given. Like I just would never really think of my own favorite.
I mean, same. Yeah.
Like I love the Eagles. I saw the Eagles. I consider that one of the greatest performances I've ever seen live, and I barely ever would. I wouldn't think of any of the Eagles albums as one of my favorite albums, even though I love all of those songs and stuff. It's just hard to make that.
When did you see
one
the
of them.
Eagles?
Ah, man, years ago, before Glenn Fry died.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah.
I was
That's
lucky
sick.
enough, 20th row, dead center with my mom, and the stage was just black, and then they just started singing Seven Bridges Road, like in like a beautiful harmony, and it was one of the craziest, like nicest sounding moments I could think of. Just like one of the clearest, most beautiful singing moments that I've ever heard of anybody doing that. It was so incredible.
Randy's top 10 bass player singing moments, you know?
Yeah.
Take it to the limit.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Eagles,
That's a good tune.
Eagles Hotel California live DVD.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Did you
we
know?
watched that.
Oh, you probably do know if you saw the DVD. You probably know that Don Henley's on the drums for singing that one.
Oh, yeah.
He's drumming and singing. That's
Don
always
Henley
such a
doesn't
trip.
sing that one, though.
What?
He doesn't sing that
Hotel
one.
California?
No,
Not
Take It
to the Limit. No. I mean Hotel California.
Oh, yeah. He's always drumming and singing. He's classic
That's
drummer
wild.
singer.
That always blew my mind. I didn't know
There are a
that
couple
until I
of
saw
them.
him.
Levon Helm, too, from the band.
Yep.
Dude, yeah.
Classic
That's
drummer
actually Chris
singer.
Shields' favorite band.
Back around,
Chris,
Death
who
from
was
Above,
on-
1979.
Right.
Also classic drummer singer.
Dude, that's wild. When
Yeah,
people can just
we
split their
love
brains
a drummer
again.
singer.
Drummer sing. It's Oh man, I picture doing that
What
because
about
I drum, but
Anderson .Paak. you know?
Yeah.
We're still doing it. We're still
We're
drummer
still
singer.
out here doing this. Well, my friend who I bought my very first drum set off of, this is probably silly. I don't know what you guys think, but when I heard it, I thought, okay, sure. But he said, as a drummer, he was just like, man, if you have time to sing while you're drumming, then you're not drumming enough.
Oh,
Is what he said. Is what he said. Basically, and I kind of took that to be like, okay, well, if you have extra brain power left over and whatever, then you should convert that brain power into doing better drumming. Is kind of what he was saying.
that's his philosophy.
That's his philosophy as a drummer, but he's obviously never experienced the joy of singing while drumming because I'm sure that would be sick as hell.
Also, what
it'd
type
be
of
so
band
fun.
is it? Like if you're doing Torify, so like if John was
People do that though.
Yeah, they do it.
No, but people
Yeah.
do that. Like one of my favorite bands, Absu.
Yeah.
Well, the reason that I love them, or one of the main reasons, other than their incredible music, but the singer is the drummer and he writes it all, and it's like the most aggressive friggin' black metal thrash drumming and his like extreme brutal black metal vocals as well. Like,
and he does it at the same time.
Oh yeah, like it's just
I
crazy.
kind of
Same
love the
with Vector.
dynamic in bands when the drummer is like
Necrophagist
the
and
band
Vector.
leader, even if he's not, or he or she is not the lead singer, but is the band leader.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking. I just to wind it back. I just said Necrophagist and Vector, but those are the guitarists who are singing as well, and that only blows my mind. That's incredible to do as well. That's like another level of mind blowing to me because I don't play any guitar, but the fact that those guys are like some of the wildest shredders in tech death bands ever, and they're doing they're doing vocals as well. It's crazy to me. People who can, as a drummer in a metal band, it's crazy to me. People who can split their brain to another level and do vocals as well as whatever their instrument is. This is crazy.
Yeah, flying around. Can you do that? Huh?
Music's friggin'
Randy does
crazy.
it. Randy does do it. Randy does it. He plays bass while doing some backup singing, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's amazing, dude.
I just had to highlight that he does it. I was fishing. I was fishing for him.
He does it.
I actually find it much harder to sing and play bass than it is to sing and play guitar, especially if you're just
Oh wow.
strumming chords.
Because you can screw up the guitar all you want. Guitarists don't have to be good.
Yeah, or if there's a lead guitarist that's doing all the melodies and everything and you're strumming chords, it's kind of more intuitive to go with the rhythms of the vocals. Whereas with bass, sometimes you're
Counter rhythming.
Yeah, you're doing a counter rhythm to the drums, which
That's a tough one,
isn't
dude.
intuitive if you're melody. Yeah, I don't know.
Pulls
It's
your
different
brain.
for everybody.
Whenever I
Some
think
people
about, if I accidentally think about John's vocals while I'm drumming, I will just screw up. Like I am rarely, like I'll never drum
don't think,
to
don't think,
John.
don't think, don't think.
No,
Yeah.
I have to ignore John completely while I'm drumming. There's no way I can pay attention to what John's doing.
Fucking
Kind of brutal.
Fair enough. So you back to your album. So you got Dell,
Yeah, I got
Mocha only. No, Swollen Members.
I did a show with Mocha only though.
Oh,
It was
dope.
cool. Did do. I think I've mentioned before, but anyway,
Oh, yeah.
what do you call it? I was just trying to say Songs for the Deaf just because it was
Right.
a huge album that I heard 18 billion times, and I really did love it at one point.
Yeah. It's on the spot, so it's just like there's no
What
wrong
else
answer.
we got? God, there's a lot of good albums, dude. I love Onset of Putrefaction by Necrophagist, my favorite tech death band, of course, that I was just talking about there. I said when I first started drumming that like my goal would be to get to the level of that, the ability to do Hans Grossman drums, which I still can't do it. So
I mean,
probably never will, but that's the level that I'm always shooting for, is that
Right.
level, because that to me is like the best band. Gojira was huge for me as well. I don't know which one, but anyway, what else? Albums. Alice in Chain albums. It's always hard. See, I go by bands. I don't always go by albums, right? Like
That's
so many of my favorite
Jar of
bands.
Flies.
Right, Jar of Flies.
So yeah.
You know, Jar of Flies, but also Alice in Chains self-titled, because it has Dirt and Love, Hate, Love, all these things. Like Alice in Chains might be one of my favorite bands as well. So, well, they definitely
are. Yeah.
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
I think
But
they came on way late for me. I know Adam was always our friend and your bandmate Adam was a huge Alice in Chains fan.
oh yeah,
They were such a
We
slow
were
burn for
together,
me,
yeah.
and now I feel like they're one of my favorite grunge bands, or
I think I would
favorite
say
bands from that scene.
Yeah. Sometimes it takes a bit
The
for
greatest?
people to get into. To me, they're the best. Grunge,
Yeah, to me.
period. But there are also a lot of people consider them grunge metal, so I could understand why. But it's just to me there's a lot of things going for that band, but Lane Staley takes it to the next level. Like and
Mad Season.
with Jerry Cantrell in the band,
Yeah.
that's insane to say, because he's like a powerhouse as well. Like, yeah, I've met Jerry. Actually, I met Jerry Cantrell.
way,
I think
what?
I've mentioned this. I'm going to repeat every story every time. I once met him.
I've never heard this. You met Jerry?
Yeah, I met Jerry, shook his hand out back, same as Mike Inez, the bassist placement
Sheesh.
for Mike Starr, and Sean Kinney, he is my favorite non-metal drummer, Sean Kinney.
Yeah.
Yeah, from Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
He does things that I don't know how he would ever write that. Like, he writes such tasty drums. He was drumming since he was 9 years old in his grandpa's band. These dude's been drumming forever. And you know, I was joking earlier about the guy with the
Play Mustang Sally at a couple car shows.
Probably, man. Like, shit like that.
Slugs? Yeah.
That's on the car show cover band.
It's like
Bingo
Big Band
card.
or whatever.
Like one of their kids is in the band.
I think it was a swing
really
band.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a swing band or like a big band or something in his grandpa's band. Anyway, but yeah, his hand was like iron handshake.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that. Like, oh fuck,
The most confident guy.
Hand is made out of a brick, like just from drumming forever. But like, yeah, yeah. And I saw Scott Whalen as well walk with his man or whatever. Like, they sent what's his name, Duff. From Velvet Revolver.
Revolver,
yeah, from Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
They sent him out first. Is it
McKagan?
Yeah.
McKagan?
Yeah.
McKagan.
Yeah, they sent the drummer for Velvet Revolver out first to like, hey guys, how's it going? I'm a celebrity. Look at me. Look over here now. And then Scott Whalen is like getting hustled away in the back, like all, high or whatever, like hiding or something. But anyway, he just went away and didn't want to talk to anybody. But the other guys came right out and said what's up to us, and there was only like 15 or whatever 10 people out back of the Pacific Coliseum.
Shit.
Yeah, it was cool. It was really cool. We saw them there with Velvet Revolver, and so I've seen Slash and Scott Whalen and
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was a wild show.
I've seen a lot of people who have
remember
passed.
Dan Hitchin from our other episode. He asked him about that concert next time. The poor guy was so sick. He was just like down. He was crunched down. Like, I remember just looking at like Slash in a beam of light, like in the spotlight, doing a crazy like 20-minute guitar solo. Felt like 20 minutes long. And Dan is just like huddled down underneath and just like, Dan, you're missing it, bro. You're missing it. He's like, I don't care. I feel horrible. I don't know what it was.
Was he hungover or was he like sick?
No, he had like a flu feeling or I don't know what the hell was wrong with him, but this was years ago.
That sucks, dude.
Before people were contagious.
Okay,
we just went to stuff.
Quickly go to a break because we have ads and we'll be right back.
Yeah, we have sponsors to gotta pay the bills, guys.
That's right.
Can I have another coffee?
These are my friends.
Butterfield's Bacon Butter Smoothie Pancakes. They're the pancakes with the butter smoothie pancake taste that you come to love from Butterfield's. Butterfield's pancakes are bacon flavored with smoothie, protein, and a bunch of vitamins. Comes in a box, pour it out. It's the best damn thing. It's a meal, it's a breakfast, it's everything in one. So Butterfield's Bacon Butter Smoothie Pancakes is the way to go if you want to eat some good stuff, breakfast, and you're on the run. You can blend it. You can cook it in a frying pan. You can heat it up in the microwave. Since 1942, Butterfields has been the only producer of multi-state food, instant food that you can take along with you. So that, one more time, is Butterfield's Bacon Butter Smoothie Pancakes. We hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Thanks to These Are My Friends. Buy some Butterfield's Bacon Butter Smoothie Pancakes. Thanks again.
These are my friends.
By Butterfield.
We're back. That was a great ad.
We've managed
What
to-
was the ad for again?
Bacon pancake mixture, like for in a smoothie.
Oh, smoothie bacon pancake mixture.
That's right. Yeah, like you're supposed to put it in your
Butterfield's.
smoothie, I think.
Butterfield's
Smoothie
bacon.
Thank you to
pancake
Butterfield's, all non-dairy, all natural bacon butter pancakes. Mix.
Beautiful.
Anyway.
Bacon butter smoothie pancakes
That's right.
By Butterfield.
by Butterfield.
The alliteration is beautiful.
Here's your $15, Randy. Thanks for saying that. Thank you. Perfect. These are my friends.
Yeah, we only got 20, so
For
you
every
got the lion's
for
share.
every friend, we get to say that.
That's right.
And we only have one.
I'm happy
so
to be
far.
paid in pancake mix if
Bacon
Well,
pancake.
if
it's
that
in the
works out
mail.
to be more profitable for me.
It's in the mail. That's what they've said.
Use our affiliate
They'll be
code.
sending it to your home.
These are our friends. These are my friends.
Well, yeah. There's
What show are we on? Yeah.
our sister podcast.
You should buy both websites just in case.
That's a good idea, actually. We should. Yeah. I haven't even bought the first one yet.
Schmanuel and Schmillen from These Are Our Friends.
Do you have that .com?
Cease and desist us.
Oh, cat's knocking shit over.
It's full chaos in here, folks.
Always. And
they won't believe it without the footage.
Yeah.
It's actually
To
kind of
prove
rude,
that
like me
cat-
being a guest and all.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, we have guests in here, all right? Cool
this,
it.
This cat is on one
Always.
permanently.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you're doing a podcast? Okay, let's go fuck your shit up.
Yeah.
control your beast.
Yeah.
Pretty sure the cat almost pulled Dylan's whole laptop down in mid-podcast once.
It was
pretty good.
awesome. Yeah.
Oh, there's two of them.
Yeah. Actually, there's a fucking third one. Yeah. There's too many cats.
They're friggin' everywhere.
It's freaking.
Although I really
Anyways.
love, Crowley is actually the bomb.
Yeah, she's a dope ass
Freaking
cat.
awesome.
So that's your top 5. Okay, so I have my top
I don't
5.
even know what I. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we'll say I said 5. That's
You did.
good.
You definitely did.
I like a lot of stuff, just like other people.
So mine was, and this was just like off the cuff. Like if I actually sat there,
he got to study. This guy had the list already.
Yeah, you mean if you
made
actually
the
sat
list.
there?
but like you're gonna go, really? Like some of them are like super generic, and some are like okay. But so it's number 5. I'm starting with it was a tie between Tourist History by Two Door Cinema Club.
Oh yeah,
By
Or
who? Can you just speak a little slower?
I heard him. I was
But you already
I was
knew
there in
what it was.
2009.
I wasn't. I was absent for that album.
You probably weren't. You probably heard it.
Yeah, you definitely heard it.
What is it?
We lived together at that
I
point.
just want to hear what the word was.
Two Door Cinema Club.
Oh, okay.
I was in there were a lot of club bands in
Yeah.
that era.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's just like quintessential indie kind
Some
They
sort
were,
of
you, knew, you, knew it was
Tokyo
gonna
club.
be, you knew it was going to be an indie band if it had club.
Wasn't
in
there
the,
a Tokyo Police?
Tokyo Police
They're
Club?
dope.
There was a Bombay Bicycle Club.
Yep.
Oh my god!
Yeah, all the club bands.
Tokyo Police Club is fucking
You know how much
dope.
cooler it is to be in a club than a band?
Yeah, we're an affiliation.
Marginally, and so they went with it.
Tokyo Police affiliation.
Oh,
yeah.
we're actually not a band.
Tokyo Police Conglomerate.
We're
That's
very
right, yeah.
exclusive conglomerate. Yeah.
So it was either that or 5150 by Van Halen, but Van Hagar is far more supreme.
You like Van Hagar, do you?
serious?
What
Yeah.
a weird
I
take.
know. Oh man, we got come at me, but
What?
Hot takes over here.
Clickbaits and hot
Yeah.
take.
We got a Hagar head.
yeah, we got a Hagar.
As a man
Hagar
who,
the horrible.
as a man who has seen David Lee Roth
You have seen
kick the sky live,
Diamond Dave
Yeah.
in the
I-
flesh.
literally
Yo,
have.
Anybody, come at me.
And I mean literal in the literal sense,
You
not
gotta
in the
pull-
figurative
You got to
sense.
listen to that YouTube. It's an old YouTube, but you get Running with the Devil, and it's just the vocal take.
Yeah.
It's just vocal take and slide whistle with everything else taken out of the song.
That sounds magical.
And him just scatting. It's so funny.
It's so crazy.
It's
how-
like incredible.
yeah.
just like all the time, these crazy noises. He's actually so good. He makes that song. He's doing too much in that song. He's just straight up. Like, actually, though, yeah, I have heard that. It's
That's
pretty
so
incredible.
funny. Oh, fuck.
Like, just the vocal tracks of that is just insane. Yeah.
Yeah, let me take this moment to pivot to David Lee Roth after you said that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You like David Lee Roth more than Van Hagar?
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah. Okay. Dude, Balance and 5150. I fucking love those albums. And he's just got fucking beautiful
Maybe
voice.
I'll have to go do more research then before going and
I mean, it is very like
that's my perception, but it's probably also I
don't
only
think
know
it's
the
really-
big bangers, the big cheesy 80s
Yeah.
ballad bangers
they're
from
meant for
Sammy
Las
Hagar.
Vegas or
dreams
whatever.
are made of. Yeah.
I feel like I have
Right
only heard
now.
the silly
silly.
Hagar.
Yeah. Silly Hagar.
Twister soundtrack. We get I think there's like some Sammy Hagar Van Halen songs written for Twister for the soundtrack.
I mean,
I don't think there's anything really super wrong with Van Hagar as a regular dad band or whatever, but
just
Van Halen with David Lee Roth is on another level. That's a different.
I'm a Hagar head, man. Just that's me and my bro. That's just
You
the way
drink
it
the
is.
tequila, do you?
Yeah, I like Cabo Wabo all day, man.
Good lord.
Okay, so number 4 is Americana by The Offspring. Because it's like nostalgia, right?
I never got into those guys, but that was
Fucking
like
love them.
great. I feel like that was no, it's no excuse. I just never liked pop punk that much, I guess. But I like them. If I hear them, they're pretty dope. But I never did get into The Offspring. I should have though.
Number 3 might be my number 1. I don't know. This is yet again. It's just nostalgia, and I literally take my word for it, guys. I didn't study. I actually fucking gave myself 5 seconds and popped it out.
We'll edit your lies out later.
Yeah. Is Brought You My Bullets, You Brought Me Your Love. My Chemical Romance first album.
Yeah.
Fucking sick.
Okay. I
Fucking
don't
sick.
know. I never really listened too much to the old MCR, but
I was
But,
around for that.
2002,
I
yeah.
was around for that.
Dude, and it's not like their other, like, I like their commercially successful stuff. I'm not going to pretend that I'm too good for fucking Black
You're
Parade.
the fastest talker ever
But
right now.
yeah, fucking Busta Rhymes. I'm trying to practice to rap over that
So
beat you made.
Auctioneer.
Holy crap. You'll have to go slower than that. Holy.
50% speed. Number 2 is You Can Tune a Piano, but You Can't Tune a Fish by REO Speedwagon.
Wow, that's a
Fucking banger album, start to finish, every single track.
when was the last time I heard anyone say that REO Speedwagon was in their top 5 of anything?
This bar is the last time I heard somebody say that in it. So
if you
I'm not
haven't listened to that
surprised,
album,
only because I've heard you say that you love REO Speedwagon
I
so
fucking
much.
love that.
I feel like I need to listen because of how much you love.
Yeah, you guys are gonna probably listen to it and just like, wow, can we turn this off?
I don't
But
know.
I get a power ballad. I like REO Speedwagon.
they're fucking killer, and they're actually talented as fuck. And then This Is So Bad. This is the one that's like, oh fuck, I like hesitated to put on here because it's like a little embarrassing, but it's just the nostalgia factor. Fever You Can't Sweat Out, Panic at the Disco.
I unironically love that song.
I unironically
Out
think
of
that's
all
one of my
of it?
favorite albums of all time.
I missed out on all those genres.
Maybe
man.
it's a
I was
little bit ironic.
so
Wait,
into underground hip hop that I just closed my brain to everything else.
Fuck you, Brandon.
I
You're
had a
metal.
coworker and he could hang with. We just like bump Panic at the Disco at the job site once in a while, and it's hilarious.
I mean, like
I
straight
feel
up.
like Ben loves those kinds of bands a lot. Those sort of indie pop kind of things. Would you call that indie pop?
It was
What
like
is that?
emo adjacent. They were like they almost had like a cabaret
Yeah.
theatrical thing going on.
Like the drama kids
Weird.
would listen to it. Like kind of. Like the goth kids would be like, oh, so edgy, but no.
Am I way off saying the Killers, or is that really
that's not a bad comparison.
like just flavor wise, kind of?
A little bit.
It's
Yeah.
a more dramatic, more whiny.
Yeah. Theatrical.
I feel
and he
like-
put
I
a
feel
lot
like
of big
if-
words in.
I feel like Ben would disagree. Ben would be like, no, everybody gets that. The Killers are different, but
They're different, but they'd be fair to group them.
Yeah,
in
okay.
Some kind of Venn.
they're in a Venn together.
They're in a Venn.
I was just thinking, like, special mention, like, you just said it, you're like, oh, it's so bad or whatever. Like, the guilty pleasure bands sometimes are the best, though, you know? Like, I don't really have so many guilty pleasure bands anymore because I'm just like, fuck you, I like what I like. But,
Yeah.
but also, DeAntword is...
Right.
DeAntword is a
interesting.
pretty rough one to tell people you like, but I do. I really love most of their shit. I never even really gave their brand new album a chance because I kind of moved on past whatever phase a little bit, and I never really think about putting on
Yeah. And then
DeAntword to listen
they got
to.
canceled
But
too.
did they?
Yeah.
Some kind
Are
of
they
scandal.
like?
Yeah. It was
Bad people?
bad.
They've been scandalized.
Yeah. Did you hear about that?
I didn't keep up on it. Are they were sex traffickers?
Something like that. Well, no, they had like this like
I think there were allegations about that. but
handicap kid that they adopted, but they would use him as a prop for their show. And like, I think there was some essay accusations about it, and they're like really messed up with them, and they're trying to, but it's like he's coming to
I know
light.
that they're very messed up people.
Yeah.
That's another reason why I kind of just washed my hands of caring about them much. But for a bit, I was sort of fascinated by, like you say, they're
Ouch.
very interesting music, at least. It's just a weird thing.
What the heck is this?
What's going on?
It's more just like that. It's like sort of, what am I looking at right now? Like, it was right when I first was listening to Run the Jewels, and Run the Jewels really shook up how I appreciate rap music and everything else that I would listen to. A lot of the sort of underground I went to listen to somebody like Dell or whatever it was, and it just sounded so thin. I was like, no disrespect against any of the legendary rappers or anything, but like listening to something as produced and fat and electronic as Run the Jewels, and then going and trying to listen to regular rap, you're like, oh, this is kind of
It's flat, yeah.
skeletal and flat and thin and made out of old dusty samples. And yes, that's the point, but goddamn, it's just not what I want. So listening to something as sort of adjacent as
Feel it in your colon.
DeAntword, where
Yeah.
it's like, it's hip hop fueled, but it's also more dance music, and it's electronic and bassy, and like also doesn't give a fuck in a unique way and whatever. I guess that's kind of where I was coming at it, listening to them. But
Right. Fair enough. So, and then quickly before I lateral, Jub,
wouldn't want to lateral at all.
Jub. He gave me his list. He's a guest. He's our one
Or
listener.
no, not a guest. Excuse me, a listener.
Yeah, he's our one listener that's
Long-time
reached
listener,
out. Yeah,
First-time caller.
that's right. Exactly.
Only does he call a lot?
Many time writer.
Yeah,
Anytime writer.
Yeah, he calls a lot. His name is Jub. And he his list is number 5, Cowboys from Hell. Number 4, Killer Clowns from Outer Space by the Dickies. Number 3,
don't rip it through. Don't do him like that. Jesus Christ!
I can read your lips and I still can't keep up.
You're like, here's his favorite albums. He likes music. And anyways,
Subtitles on?
moving on. No, start at the top, homeboy. This man still wants to
just crunch his list.
Jeez.
Anyways,
So anyway,
moving on to the next one.
no, you don't.
Sorry, Jump. Okay,
You
number
took the
5.
time to compile.
Yes.
Yo, Cowboys from Hell, though. I mean, dude is still willing to put his name down as a Pantera fan in this day and age.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Jump.
saying
He is.
something. What a guy.
Number 4.
Does he like a MAGA hat as well, Jub? I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. I really loved Pantera back in the day, and
sick.
Cowboys from Hell ripped. I was so hyped on that stuff. I didn't know much about music at the time, so not saying.
I feel like
You know what I mean?
I like to enjoy a lot of music without thinking about the politics of the people making the music.
Right. You
have to do that a lot. A lot of artists are
dumb and
yeah, and then
yeah. I really loved Dimebag. I don't have anything bad to say about Dimebag Darrell, rest in peace. And Vinnie Paul was one of the first and most influential drummers for me. Listening to his brother Vinnie, like he's such a solid and awesome drummer. I think it's Domination. There's one drum beat that goes. It doubles up the snare like with the double kick, and it's like kind of like that. And I've straight up stolen it from Vinny because I'm like that little drum thing.
I've
is so
stolen
cool.
his drumming style numerous times. He formed how I drum for sure.
Yeah, you can't say Pantera didn't have a major effect on metalheads.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the
drummers,
reasons why he says it got him into metal.
guitarists.
Yeah.
Got Adam into guitar as well. Dimebag. So, anyway, just because Phil Anselmo's a big dickhead doesn't mean that we need to write off Pantera.
Doesn't mean that some early riffs don't bang.
No
That's right.
shit.
That's
exactly.
right.
Anyway, now we can move to number 2.
Number 4.
No.
Are we counting backwards?
Yeah, that was number 5.
Oh, I don't get
I've been catching them switching
Number
back and
4,
forth.
the second one. Go ahead.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You know, number 1 being the pinnacle.
I've never done this before. I don't know what a countdown is, apparently.
Doing it
so go
backwards,
ahead.
bro. 4, Killer Clowns from Outer Space by the Dickies.
I do not know this one.
You don't know the Dickies?
The Dickies?
Yeah, they're like an old punk band, 70s.
I've heard
I've got a bit of a blind
of this.
spot for classic punk.
It's
I also don't really know.
they're killer. They're killer. They're out there. I think they have a song just straight called Crack. It's like, I want to smoke crack. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh,
yeah,
I think I know those guys. Okay.
Number 3, Painkiller by Judas Priest.
Oh yeah.
Priest is killer.
Is this Simon?
Yeah. You have to guess who this
Simon
is.
doesn't have time to write us or listen to us.
Yeah. Come on, Simon. I mean,
He's too busy
jump.
listening to Judas Priest.
Number 2, High and Dry by Def Leppard.
Okay, sorry. Rewind 1 second. Obviously everybody loves the intro to Painkillers kick drumming.
Oh, dude, that's insane. I love
it's
playing it.
one of the greatest intros ever.
It's
like listening to it back, I'm just like, oh, that is a solid way to open up a goddamn song. Like
there's a
so
handful of
sick
parts
sounding.
of songs that like where the drumming is actually the thing that you remember, like
I'm
it's
guilty
its own
of
riff.
that all the time
It's
myself.
a drum riff, like it kind of is. It's like, you know what I mean? Like it's kind
I
of
can't
weird.
help but listen to drums.
Yeah.
I don't even mean to, but I just do. But
And it just sticks. Yeah, he nailed it at the beginning of that. Painkiller's killer. Number 2, High and Dry by Def Leppard.
I don't want to spend too much time on Def Leppard here.
You're not a Def Leppard guy. You're
Okay.
what has 5 arms?
I
and
wasn't
sucks?
about to. I'll say the weirdest thing about Def Leppard for me, but the only thing I like about them really is, this is weird, but I went to Hawaii for my aunt and uncle's wedding when I was 6 years old, and the old home movie compilation Hawaii video that my mom made and my mom and dad made out of it, they put old rock songs to some of the scenes that they did.
No
some
way,
of the no
that sounds
talking
rad.
scenes. It is rad. Like this Hawaii video is legendary, and I want to see it again. Actually, I want to watch it again real soon. But it is hilarious,
Photograph.
and it is 2 steps behind while they're walking through Diamond Head Park, like in Hawaii at sunset. Diamond Head Park. Beautiful palm trees, and then just like
2
Def Leppard,
steps behind.
like
Yeah.
the strings
away.
come in. Yeah, that song is beautiful
That's a
in
good
that
song.
context. It is one of the great. Like I can't even probably watch that without crying. Like I would totally cry if I watched that, and it's so funny to think that it's just friggin' Def Leppard, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway, didn't mean to spend too much time on
I
Def
can
Leppard, but
imagine
that's
your mother listening to a lot of Def Leppard.
Yeah.
That's the
back in
only.
day.
That's a mom band.
Stop imagining my mother and Def Leppard. Anyways, but yeah, that's all I'll say about
His
that.
number one is Americana by The Offspring.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I wish I could say more, Judge Up. I wish that I had listened to The Offspring as a young lad. I think I just missed them. I went past to heavier things. To me, punk was never heavy enough. It was always like the sunny version of what I already was listening to, which is what I want, is drama and heaviness. And
I just did depression.
yeah.
If I'm not
It
depressed,
says a lot about a guy.
Well, you know, that's the thing. At that age, Alice in Chains is maybe a little bit dense subject matter wise, but you can get behind some Green Day or Offspring or
yeah, that's more angsty.
when you're skateboarding and you're 13, you're not
I think I was just so happy and happy-go-lucky that I was sort of just like, man, some people's problems suck anyways. I didn't really like stop to dwell on it very much. I've never really was very sad when I would listen to Alice in Chains. I always just thought like, man, it sucks that guy is gone already, but I don't know. I just listened past it to the singing, I guess, but yeah.
Okay, so this had a purpose. We are going to the most recent Rolling Stones list of, I'm going to go top 10 albums of all time, maybe top 20.
I keep coughing into my mic. I'm sorry.
No.
Never do it again.
We can edit that out. So what is our calls for number one?
From Rolling Stones' perspective, number one album of all time. And
Ironic.
This is of all time.
Of all time, forever and always.
Of all time back to in 2001, because that's the most
Mozart
most
didn't
recent
do
updated
albums.
list.
Wait.
Beethoven didn't do albums.
This is a list from 2001?
Yes, because I haven't done another. The list is actually the top 500 albums of all time, but I don't think you want to sit here with us for the next 10 hours.
Oh, you try me.
Oh my God. Okay. So number one, I guess, or what are we going? What are we guessing?
So we're guessing what the number one album of all time is.
I'd say somebody's going to say Abbey Road.
I was going to say the White Album. But
Oh, that's probably a good call, actually. But
it's not just like the editors. I think it's like a legit, like I think they take a lot of things into account. I could be giving them way too much credit, but I think it's like study, polls, sales, that sort of like, just like
There's a lot
on paper, what is the greatest albums of all time?
I mean, okay, but there's
or
always,
no, maybe not.
It doesn't matter how many criteria they give. It's always going to be a little bit bullshit. So
Of course.
what we're really guessing is sort of a gambling thing. Like, what
Yeah.
did they decide this list was?
Right.
More so than what is really.
I feel like What's Going On, Marvin Gaye is probably in the top like 15, 20 at least.
What's going on?
Yeah.
What's going on?
That's your
I don't know. Thriller's probably up there.
Oh, dude.
100%.
Yeah, I
Probably
think
top
Thriller
10.
is probably number 7.
crazy guess if that was right.
Feels like 7.
So number 20, we're going to start at 20.
Yeah.
Is Radiohead Kid A.
Yeah. Speaking right to me. I'm glad we didn't start at 10.
Yeah.
It's one of my all-time favorites too.
Kid A?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm right from the generation where In Rainbows is my favorite Radiohead album.
Okay.
Which is, I think it's common for people younger, and then people that were there from the beginning have like a different perspective on it.
Yeah.
Why
It's,
they
You want
liked
to talk
them in
about
the beginning.
Radiohead for an hour? Or?
like, yeah, Radiohead's like, okay,
I don't know
Computers.
much about them at all. I
Yeah,
didn't really
Okay
get into
Computer, I feel like is like the last generation's favorite
Yeah.
Radiohead album, but
If you're a
As a-
kid in the
as a-
90s.
completely ignorant person. Like, I've listened to like a couple Radiohead songs and I like the production and stuff, but like, what should I listen to if I was gonna?
Rolling Stones Kid A.
start at those two.
Okay,
Kid
Computer.
A is a weird one to come into. I
Kid
feel
A.
like
Yeah, probably
I
Okay
feel like
Computer.
Okay Computer is
Yeah.
like you kind of get the picture a little bit.
All right, I could probably remember the name too.
Yeah.
I think they're an incredible studio band.
Yeah.
And then probably one of the best places to start. I've mentioned it already, how we have the backyard, we have the projector screen and we'll watch concert DVDs in the summertime.
That's
Right,
so sick.
We've done the Hotel California one a couple of times,
Yeah,
but
that was
one year we watched Radiohead live at Coachella, and it's like recorded in super high quality. It's like 2018 or something.
Damn.
That's such
And-
rad shit to put on at parties. Honestly, like that projector with a concert is so sick.
But we all watched it attentively.
Yeah.
And like we didn't start watching it attentively and then
Yeah.
ended up just focused on it, turning it
Mesmerized.
up.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've seen them. I can't believe I haven't seen them live. They're on like one of my major bucket list bands left to go see.
Yeah. For
People
sure.
who love Radiohead really love Radiohead, and I feel like I want to get in on some of that because I have a way more open view on music in the last few years. I don't know. As soon as I started listening to synthwave, I'm like, okay, well, I understand where the genius and simplicity can be now. I kind of understand that like everything doesn't need to be super complex and brutal and whatever. So a lot of doors are open. I think Radiohead would be a good place for me to start.
Do it, man. Yeah.
A lot of good music nerd stuff in there.
It's definitely,
there's a really good podcast called, am I allowed to shout out podcasts on here?
You should.
It's called
definitely.
Dissect. And they're doing a season right now on In Rainbows, which I was so excited to see that was what they're spending the next.
Those are some of the best podcasts ever. Is people who put in work on
the history of music.
The background.
Have you listened to Alan Cross?
Oh yeah,
that guy's a fucking man. Like I will sit in my car and just listen to him. Have you obviously heard of him?
No, Alan Cross.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, he's so like they always play him on the Zone. Just like Sundays at 9:00 at night, they'll just have him on. But I mean, he has a podcast radio show.
He's Canadian. He's been a broadcaster for like 30 years or
so
long.
And
interviewed everybody.
Right.
Like I just heard. So like the one that I just listened to, which is super amazing. It was a really cool concept, and I kind of want to rip him off. Is last moments of huge artists, and then he would play a song. So like they were talking about, it was either Dee Dee Ramone, whatever one died of lymphoma in 2001. One of the Ramones, whatever. It was like his favorite song was, and the last thing he ever listened to in his deathbed was a song by U2. I can't remember the U2 song. I'm not a fan of U2. I don't like U2. Sorry. Maybe
I don't know what it is about U2. I feel like there's just not enough structure in their music.
Are you a U2
just
guy?
Such a washed out sound. I feel like you might like them.
I'm not a huge U2 fan, but I respect what they've done. They've done a lot.
He's sensitive to light, bro.
They're so.
That's why he wears
huge.
glasses all the time. It's like pansy shit.
I'm not gonna usually pop on U2. I mean, Joshua Tree is a classic.
Of course, yeah.
Some great albums, but
and like that.
They're enormous in the world, and I think when that song first came out, I was like, wow, that's really cool, that song, when I first heard it. But yeah,
they're good pop songsmiths for sure.
It's like one of the greatest bands in the world. I don't know.
How did we get here?
How did we get here? Let's get out of here. There's no palm muting in sight.
Scram.
Don't want to hear it.
So anyways, so Alan Cross, look him up. He was talking, that's the last song that
Dissect
Ramone wanted to listen to.
And now we're rewinding. Dissect also
back to the plugs of the other things.
A couple of great
Stop
seasons
listening to us right now and go listen to other people's podcasts.
Much more successful podcasts.
That's right.
They need your support more than we. Wait.
Okay, so we good? We're going to move on to the next one?
Yeah.
No, I want to talk about other people's podcasts more.
That was number 20. Yeah. Number 19 is Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly.
Oh, that's definitely, I don't know how big is this top 10 of my top 10?
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite hip hop albums of all time.
For sure.
You have to go by genre, I feel like. And also, my experience, I listen to Damn way more, and I really love Damn.
Yeah,
that album is so good. Kendrick is amazing.
It's easier to pop on and listen to casually, I feel like.
This is a weird take, but I could be totally wrong, but I feel like Kendrick Lamar's rap flow reminds me of the way that like African drums loop on things.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like how it doesn't seem to be working with the beat until he keeps driving it home so hard that you realize there's a polyrhythm there, and all of a sudden the flow like reveals itself to you while he's like coming at you with this shit. It's so incredible, dude. Like I can't even describe it any other way than
like the Radiohead of hip hop.
Right. That's the perfect way to describe it. Yeah.
I don't know why you would draw that conclusion, but it's perfect.
It works.
Anyway, yeah okay.
Number 18, Bob Dylan's Highway 61 Revisited.
Okay, yeah.
You agree?
Absolutely.
I
never was a Dylan guy.
Same. I'm a Dylan.
Really was a guy like Bob.
Yeah.
A lot of people aren't. I totally understand.
Undeniable classic though.
Like he sounds like a rock and roll Randy Newman.
And I've heard so many people say, I finally got to see Bob Dylan.
Rough.
He was horrible. Yeah. I'm so glad I went.
Bob Dylan doesn't even understand why you're coming. He's like,
what am I doing here? Yeah.
Can't believe we're still alive.
Yeah, he's like fucking Randy Newman.
Is he?
I got a friend in me. I kind of got that same. I'm being a jackass.
They embellish. They certainly got
Bob Dylan spinning in his grave that he hasn't yet gone into.
We still got him.
Number 17, Kanye West.
Kanye West.
It's My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Okay.
Alan Herschelwitz, this is Kanye's representative. He is not able to actually be in the office right now to do the sponsor, but he did indeed endorse this episode. Kanye, we thank you for being on this earth. Yeah, he just wanted to give our regards to These Are My Friends show. Kanye's a good guy sometimes. So, Alan Herschelwitz here, one more time, the representative for Kanye West. Kanye West. Yeah, Kanye West.
And we're back.
Big thanks to our sponsor, Kanye West.
Yep.
I just wanted to thank him for
Wait,
all of the...
you want to be affiliated with Kanye West?
I don't want to, but the money's so good.
Yeah.
I can't turn the guy down.
He offered me
He
500.
also threatens me a lot over the phone.
Yeah. He's a weird dude.
With a good time.
Wait, what? 16. The Clash, London Calling. You Clash guy?
Never heard of it.
No. Ha ha ha.
Boston
I don't think
Calling.
they should be smashing guitars or basses like
That's
that.
right. Don't do
I
that.
don't think they should be
Yeah,
doing that.
don't do that.
You agree
Even
with that
their
16?
name is contrary.
Do I agree? Yeah, I agree with it. I think they're hugely influential. I feel
Yeah.
like I feel like there's not going to be denying any of these albums that
No.
they should be on this top 20.
Yeah,
list.
I'm not going to refute Rolling Stone on the
I
Clash.
disagree. That's more of a 55. Yeah, 16's pushing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be more angry if we were up in the 500, 400 range and
And
I'm
they
seeing
said-
stuff and I'm like, 460, come
Yeah.
on.
Nelly Furtado is way better than that.
Aqua? 498? Yeah.
Why are we even looking at the 14,000th greatest album of all time?
We could stream that shit, man.
Who is... Yeah.
Fuck. 15 is Public Enemies. It takes a nation of millions to hold us back.
I bet it was very influential
Yeah.
and probably just at the time. I wish I knew more about it as the resident hip hop guy. Whoops.
Flavor Flav. Yeah.
Fuck that one up. quick, move on.
Dropping the ball.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Hip hop? No? Okay.
Nah, I don't know about that. I just spent a while telling you guys why I don't know about Radiohead is because I know about other stuff. And I don't know about that stuff, really. So, really, I don't know about anything
It's not avant-garde college jingles, so
that
it's
I
not
made
for
myself.
you. Yeah. It's not my own music, so I'm not listening to it. Number 14 is the Rolling Stones' Exile on Main Street.
Exile on Main Street, a classic. Is that my favorite Rolling Stones album?
What are you more, Beatles or Rolling Stones?
I feel like
Are you right or wrong?
it's always fought back and forth. I feel like it's got to be Beatles
Yep.
for me, though.
You're right.
Even
I
though
like the Stones more.
I love
You're wrong.
I'm probably wrong, but I just personally have always been more of a Stone guy.
I feel like
They're
the
good.
Rolling Stones are cooler,
They're a lot cooler.
way
Are they?
cooler.
Yeah, I would say so. I'd say they're
Okay.
cooler for sure. Bloody Ringo.
They're
eh?
less Disney or whatever.
But
I
Rolling
don't know, the
Stones,
Beatles
yeah.
are pretty freaking cool
Yeah,
in a 90-year-old
they're no Miles
person
Davis,
kind of
but
way.
they're pretty cool. Anything cool about the Rolling Stones that you want to throw in there? Or?
Oh, what? Should we plug their new album here?
Yeah.
I haven't listened to it yet, but
I'd like to thank them for their
they
sponsorship
have a
also.
brand new album.
They do, yeah. I heard it on the radio, and I'm like, that sounds like the Rolling Stones. And I was like, oh, this is boring. It was boring.
That's a weird choice for them to do at this point.
I don't know. I feel
mean,
like
why
they've
not? I mean,
never
I've
taken
never-
a break. They're
Yeah, I
always
was gonna
touring.
say.
Who am I to fucking sit on this couch and shit on them who's been rocking out for 50 years?
Yeah,
Like,
when's your 60th album
Yeah.
coming out, Dylan?
it's coming. All right, I'm working on it.
I think Mick Jagger, well, I know Mick Jagger could beat me up just by dancing.
yeah.
I've seen videos of
He
him
wouldn't
in
have to
like the
quit
last
dancing.
couple of years. He's like rehearsing, just running up and down the stage in an empty venue, just like
He's gonna live
working
longer
out
than me.
and doing dance moves, listening to Lady Gaga or something. I was like, look at this friggin' guy.
Agile. Yeah.
Can't believe it. How old is he? He's like coming up on 80 or something.
Yeah. He's
Dude is incredible.
mad.
Spry
yeah.
fella.
They're all fucking pretty spry for what they did to themselves. Mick
I
Jagger.
mean, Painted Black, obviously, real heavy, and Sympathy for the Devil. Those songs, to me, they were just huge when I was a teenager. I was like, this is... What I realized is that I loved heavy music, but at the time I was like, I just love these darker sounding songs.
Fair enough.
It's early heavy metal, really.
Fucking.
Yeah, they were the
And
bad
nothing
boys.
the Beatles did
They
really,
were
I
the
could say is
friggin'
very
bad boys.
They were.
early heavy metal, except for like Revolution. It was like the earliest heavy metal thing the Beatles could have really done, I could think of.
Yeah, I remember.
But to me,
the
the
blown out
Stones...
fuzzy amps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I brought out Sgt. Pepper's and got a wedgie. It was fucked. because I was a nerd because I wasn't listening to the Rolling Stones. But
Yeah, you
anyways.
nerd.
Yeah, you fucking
That's
nerd.
why I said what I said.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be cool.
Fucking nerd. Number 13, Aretha Franklin. I never loved a man the way I loved you.
Oh, what number was this? 15?
13.
13.
This is
Cool.
Gotta get a read.
diverse list. It's they do go into specific categories, Rolling Stones, because they got to pay them to do something. They got to make lists, but
It wouldn't be fair to just only do rock and roll songs because
Yeah.
rock is the biggest or country is the biggest or whatever, right? It wouldn't really...
this is just overall all platforms, all genres.
Oh, Aretha Franklin's also inspired a lot of rock musicians.
Oh, yeah.
Totally. Number 12,
Including probably the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
big Aretha heads. Thriller, Michael Jackson.
12.
Number 12. I disagree.
That's
It's
pretty
7.
high up.
Yeah.
Nope, it's pretty high up the list. I was saying 7. I would put him at 7.
We got any Wacko Jacko fans here?
I like Thriller much as the
Is
next
this a
dude.
list of, this is all, we keep talking about all these artists where we have to listen to the albums and
Yeah. Now we're going
Yes.
to cut to a track.
We
Yeah.
have to cut to a track from Michael Jackson.
I actually am a huge Jackson head.
troubled individual.
He was.
Jackson head, is that what they call it?
I don't
I
know.
was going to say, sounds like
Somebody
a
called that
screwdriver.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, I also love Alan Jackson.
Dude. Yeah.
Is Alan Jackson on
Leave it at that. I bet he is. He's probably number 7.
Oh fuck yeah! Big Jackson head over here. Yeah. Which Jackson are we talking about? The Beatles' Revolver.
Yeah, that's my favorite Beatles album.
I took you more for a Yellow Submarine guy.
What? I think actually, in fact, the novelty songs throughout their career, I just like I can hardly handle that. And the thing that's annoying is that's usually people that are like, I don't like the Beatles. That's all they're thinking about are the novelty songs. They're thinking about
Yeah. That's why I
Yellow
wouldn't say
Submarine and Octopus's Garden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Maxwell's Silverhammer kind of rips, but
Yeah.
those ones are all pretty
crump.
pretty goofy and kind of stand out on the album sometimes.
Elaborate, cartoony.
Those are the kinds of tunes that I think of, unfortunately, when I think of the Beatles. And I don't.
Yeah.
But I also will never say that I don't like the Beatles. That'd be crazy.
Revolver, I feel like, is the first one that feels like a rock band, but they're slowly getting more psychedelic.
Totally, for sure.
And I can't remember. I don't think they're. Yeah, that's actually probably a good place to start if you want to.
Get into the Beatles.
I don't,
A little
but-
band called the Beatles. Yeah. You don't want to get into the Beatles, bro?
Where should I start listening to the Beatles?
Yes. Start now. Sgt. Pepper, man. Number 10 is Lauryn Hill's The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
Number 10?
Yeah.
Number 10
nice.
album of all time. I like seeing that album gets there.
That's her
pretty
debut
good.
album. Yeah.
Dang. What a good album, too.
Yeah.
Yep. No, that's
Higher than Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
Is a tough one.
Wow. Higher than Thriller.
See,
and
that's-
Thriller being one of the highest selling. It's one of the highest selling albums. Of all time.
selling,
And this
yes.
This is best albums of all
this
time.
is just the greatest records of all time, man. Yeah.
Greatest records, and that's probably weighing in album sales, and it's weighing in influence, and
Yes.
it's weighing in, what else?
I don't know.
I mean, like
I don't know.
a record that's been
Opinion.
Opinion, yeah, for sure.
Thriller is
Something.
what, 1980 or something like that?
Later than that. I think it's.
85? It's
You can't call me on this.
I don't know. I
think you're a
actually don't
Jackson
know.
head.
I think it's later. I think it's. Isn't it?
I really don't know.
6, 87, 88.
But yeah,
But then,
Need
and
a
then
fact
Lauren,
check.
Lauren Hill, that was 1998. So like, how do you
yeah, maybe they
compare
had
things
to,
that have like a decade on each other for sales and shit
and
like that?
different genres.
And different
completely.
genres. So like, there's many different things accounting.
How big in, like, my mom probably doesn't know who Lauryn Hill is, unfortunately. She probably has no idea what that album
I
is.
feel like some of the
Maybe if she
some of the
heard that
Fugees
song-
tracks and stuff are pretty ubiquitous. Like
Yeah,
if you-
everyone heard
in a shopping
some of those
grocery
songs.
store, yeah. You
I would
hear
be
it.
so psyched to hear them in a grocery store. See what I mean? Like,
Hell
it's just, I feel like that would be I don't know. They're great.
Yeah.
It's great. I mean, I don't know about turning Thriller to filler.
Yeah. Thrillers. Oh
Lauryn
yeah. I'd say, yeah.
Hiller. Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I teared up a little bit when Michael Jackson died. I did.
I didn't. I for sure did not.
Yeah. I was just like, fuck, man.
Didn't care.
I had tickets
It's
to
tragic
Neverland
for
Ranch.
sure. His
Yeah.
whole life is tragic as hell. It's
Yeah.
not surprising that the man is passed
Warped.
away. And
But then
yeah,
that's prior me. But then I did watch that documentary series. I don't know if you've watched it. Not Surviving R. Kelly. That'd be a weird one. It was Surviving Michael Jackson. Anyways, it was the people that like claimed of his claims, without saying too many bad words, that the algorithm doesn't like.
You think they were trying to paint him negatively to get people to watch?
If you watch the series, you're just like, there's no way these kids are lying. It's fucked what he did. And then obviously now I'm like, ugh.
It's horrible. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Bad,
yeah, okay.
It's bad.
Yeah.
And it's like one of those things, like a 10-part series, and like
it's
you
quite
gotta be
gruesome. I don't want to think
really
about it.
committing
really.
to the bit. You know what I mean? Like it's their whole lives are fucked. And it's like they're really committing to the bit for I don't know what. For his Neverland Ranch house? Like fuck, come on. Anyways. I digress.
Quite a bit.
All of that was in Miss Lauryn Hill's slot in this conversation.
That's what I'm saying.
Dirty, yeah.
Crazy.
Sorry, Lauren. Yeah.
Holy crap. Clouding up Lauryn Hill with
This should be a spot for Lauryn Hill worship.
Yeah. Wacko Jacko's crazy adventures. Yeah.
Way to
Number
drag
9.
us through the mud, Dylan.
Sorry. My bad. Number 9 is Bob Dylan's Blood on the Tracks.
Blood on the Tracks. I was going to actually maybe say that this was in the top 10.
Bob gets
but I
there
didn't,
twice.
so that could just be a lie.
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
I was going to say that.
I already
concur.
did my very poor Bob Dylan impression once. I won't do it again.
Yeah. It's on here twice.
Save that one.
Yeah. Number 8, Purple Rain.
Purple Rain.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
There you go.
There's another and the.
That one fits
Prince
great.
and the.
That was
Revolution.
8, sorry?
I have yet to see the Purple Rain video film.
Oh, I haven't seen that either.
I would love to watch that.
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah,
I
true.
forgot that I have been meaning to watch it for a really long time.
Yeah.
No, true,
I also
yeah.
would like to see that.
I want to see Prince acting and having a purple motorcycle.
You know how
on the
many?
cover. I hope he rides it in the movie.
It better.
I was pretty sad when Prince died.
Yeah, that was a rough one. Yeah.
And
He
another
was-
one that was like wasn't until I was adult that I really
Appreciated?
got into Prince's music.
Didn't that dude play like 25 instruments?
Yeah,
He was a savant. Just
Yeah,
amazing.
and good at
on it,
everything.
yeah. Just literally like a wonderkind.
Writing
Yeah.
hit songs and giving them away. This is kind of like Bob Dylan too. Like, even if you don't like the music, you
It's
might
undeniable.
like their music when played by other people.
Yeah.
Which you probably
As long as he's not Randy Newmaning up the track, then I'm fucking good, man.
That's enough slamming on Randy Newman here too. There's only so many famous Randys, and we
Found
gotta
one.
stick together.
Found a Randy fan.
Randy
saying-
Newman's a legend. I kid you, Randy. I kid.
Again, the legacy was created and ruined by Toy Story. I feel like incredible songwriter, and our whole generation's just like, hey, he's a goofy cartoon voiceover guy.
That
You gotta send me.
That's what he's known for.
dude, well, Family Guy drove the nail into that coffin
yeah.
real bad.
For sure, yeah.
Bad guy walking over.
Yeah. Fat man with his kids and dog. Yeah.
He's got the apple. He's gonna breathe on it voiced.
Yeah. Oh fuck, that was funny. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. No more Randy hate. I love
could
Randy.
quote more, but I won't. Again, I will hold back.
All Randys are great people.
No.
Number 7.
Wouldn't go that far.
At least half the ones I know are good. 7 is Fleetwood Mac Rumors.
No way.
Yep.
Made the top
Whoa.
10.
Made the top 10.
Top 10.
Just rewind the podcast for us to hear the segment about rumors.
Drake, and more Drake. Yep. That's
Wait, what?
that's a reference to something else.
I think that sound has kind of been popular recently because it's just the sound of all of the money you could possibly throw at recording something in the 70s. So it's all, I don't know. It's so warm. It sounds gorgeous.
Yeah,
the
it's
production
just-
of it is
yeah.
like, it's like how you test a stereo system.
Is that
Pop
album?
it on and see
Yeah.
if the crispest thing on earth that was recorded all on analog sounds good on the sound system. I don't know.
Yeah, like the Apex before digital did anything. Like, yeah.
That's without all the crazy drama and backstories and all the great songwriting. Just the sound of it alone is
Mint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what you would think of that show, because the show is like loosely based, obviously, on Fleetwood
yeah.
Mac, but
it's just like a combination of all of the 70s artists.
bands,
And then
it does the cliche thing right on the like first episode, pretty much, and then it like gets past it, and I don't know, it's kind of cool. As a musician, it's pretty tough to find music shows that aren't just horrible, like unrealistic and
the thing
dumb.
that turns me off of them sometimes is the moment where they start. It's the same thing in like biopics when they start to sing the song. And it just cuts and it sounds like the most perfect, pristine,
Polished.
auto-tune, like
Cleaned.
It's
Yeah.
magic that they just nail the take, perfect harmony.
and the production of it just sounds like a musical instead of like
People think
original
this is
song.
how music comes together at all.
That was my biggest complaint. We were watching like that series on George and Tammy Wynette and George Jones, the TV show.
I don't know.
George and Tammy. No.
George and Tammy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was my main complaint, is like both of them are like such legendary, unique sounding singers, and the actors were actually doing the singing, which in itself was kind of fun, but maybe they should have gotten people. They look a lot like the people.
And that's it.
Their singing voices didn't sound anything like them. So
yeah.
they should have. I was like, I would have almost rather them use original recordings.
Yeah,
that sounded
and lip
like
sync.
they're from
And
the
have it look
70s,
a little uncanny or whatever, and just do it.
and lip sync to it. Yeah,
Right.
And just for people listening, I just want to put a disclaimer out there. You may hear a cat meowing in the background. He's okay.
It's not a cat.
He's okay. He has dementia and he doesn't know where he is half the time. So he's roams the halls meowing, and that's why he meows all the time. But
That's why we ignore him and we don't help him.
yeah, we just let him have his episode. Yeah, he'll tucker himself out.
Just ignore him.
Dementia. Yeah, just so y'all know.
Probably just wants food again.
Yeah, every day that cat.
Yeah.
Okay, number 6. We ready for number 6?
Nope.
Number 6.
Wait, yes.
Never mind.
Never mind.
All right, okay.
Very influential.
I've said
album.
before, they're a little overrated, and I've gotten heat for saying they're a little overrated, but I
Yeah,
think
you took
most
some
people
strays,
can
dude.
probably figure out that they're a little overrated. They're
There's-
good.
I think
like
I
them.
think the main thing about it is it's hard to say it now because so much time's passed and they're just baked into the culture. But
Yeah.
when it first happened, I feel like it
Pretty
was
mind-blowing.
it was just
Raw.
You needed not only that it was raw, but it was like right on the line of raw and polished enough that it could have like huge mass appeal, and then that's how
All the
that
markets.
grunge scene kind of started. 'Cause
Yeah.
all the record people and our
here's what
guys
people
were like,
want.
we need to sign all of these bands.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like try to hop on the friggin'
What you're saying? Teenagers like sadness and depression. They relate to this.
Yeah, this
yes.
raw, and it sounds like shit though. Yeah, but get it to sound great and like shit.
like Siamese
both.
Dream. Oh, I forgot about that album.
love
Fucking.
Siamese Dream.
I love that album, dude. Fucking Smashing Pumpkins is and Jimmy Chamberlain. He's one of my favorite drummers. Anyways, that's not on the list. That's not number 5. Number
Yeah,
5.
a lot of those production people did a lot of layering of things, a lot of layers of vocals, a lot of layers of guitars. I think, did we talk about this on the podcast already, that Dave Grohl is singing on that as well?
On which?
On which?
On all, like, Nirvana, I think all on Nevermind. Like every song,
like
every
doubled?
word of every
Like
song.
doubled on
Yeah,
everything.
there's like, I'm pretty sure, I can't remember
never heard
exactly
that.
now, but there's like I think 2 or 3 Kurt's and like 2 Daves on everything.
Crazy.
Everything, every word. Like that's sort of what he was saying, is like they're, he's like, it sounds good like this, and the mixing engineer's like showing you what it sounds like with 1 Kurt. Now there's 2. Now there's 1 guitar. Now there's 2 guitars. Now there's 3 guitars. There's like 3 of Kurt's guitar just going down, 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 like that.
Who
whole
did
thing.
Nevermind? Was Butch Vig or something? Produced it. And we're gonna need a fact check.
Google.
I'm gonna
It's
concur.
not important.
Yeah, I concur.
Anyway, sorry, we'll move on. But yeah, I guess that's one of the albums I've seen a little bit about the mixing of it, and I just remember thinking, really, they're allowed to do that?
And then
They can
in
just put all
utero,
these layers?
in utero is a bit more raw and a bit more like the after Nevermind. They themselves thought it was too polished and too radio.
This
friendly.
doesn't represent what I'm doing at all. Like,
sounds too nice.
Yeah, that's too good. Yeah. Number 5 is Abbey Road.
All right, okay.
Got another Beatles. Abbey Road. Yeah, that makes sense.
From the biggest Beatles fan.
From one of the biggest Beatles. Yeah,
I think my favorite Beatles song is probably the Vultures from Jungle Book singing, "We are friends, we are friends, we are friends to the bitter end, the bitter end." You know that? Remember that part?
in the Jungle Book.
When you're around, who comes around?
No, I
It's been
don't.
a hot
To
minute since
pick
I
you
watched
up.
The Jungle Book.
Yeah, me too. It's been a very hot minute. I think I was 7. That sounds beautiful.
I'll
though.
sing the rest, but I won't.
Is that a Beatles song?
No, but the
That's for
Vultures.
the Patreon subscribers.
That's right. Yeah,
You get
yeah.
the full version of Dan doing.
That was beautiful.
Maybe
and both
he'll
of them
put
are
on more-
weeping now.
Maybe he'll slap on a little bit more reverb.
And some
That's the
delay.
The second reverb drop of the podcast.
Got to do it.
It's like the
burnt
19th
in.
one at this
Yeah.
point.
It's crisp.
But no, the Vultures from Jungle Book are supposed to represent the Beatles, though. They are like
I
John
was
Paul,
like, what
George,
the
and Ringo.
fuck are you talking about, dude? Yeah.
Who's your favorite Beatle?
Very unpopular opinion.
Ringo has the best name.
Ringo.
Ringo's your favorite Beatle?
No, nobody likes Ringo.
It's cliche to say, but John's the best one.
Yep.
I would say,
No disrespect to any of the other ones.
yeah,
They're
probably
all
John.
great.
That's really funny.
He's the coolest one. Even the other guys would say so.
Paul's cool.
I
Maybe
feel like-
it is
Paul
Ringo.
is cool. Of course, Paul's
I
cool.
feel like George is the cool guy.
Yeah.
Of course, George is cool.
But I think Paul he's the friggin' pop songwriter.
Wings? Yeah.
Paul,
Oh my god, that one James Bond song is so badass. See, apparently I like anything that has the slightest hint of dramatic flair to it. So
it's amazing.
yeah,
Yeah.
really
Live and
good.
let
I've
die.
gotten more into Wings music in the last couple of years, and it's all rock solid.
Awesome.
Every Wednesday, man. Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm fucking totally into the Wings. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Dude, leave. Get out! You don't get to finish your list.
I wrote that. Yeah, I wrote that in, man, specifically. Yeah.
Okay, well we hit
Thanks
your
for
talking
setting me
point.
up.
There we go.
Yeah.
Out of the park.
Number 4. This is actually cool. Stevie Wonder, Songs in the Key of Life.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Okay.
Stevie.
Number
I
4.
haven't really listened to a ton of Stevie other than just what I've heard on the radio and stuff. I haven't gone out of my way, unfortunately, to listen to Stevie, but he's dope.
Your favorite artist.
Stevie?
Probably.
Yeah?
Your favorite artist's favorite artist.
Oh, your favorite artist's favorite artist. Yeah.
okay. I see
Yeah,
what
that
you're
makes
saying.
sense. Yeah. I have a homie that lives in Winnipeg, and I think that's his favorite
I
artist.
feel like that's like Prince too.
Yeah.
People like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I just, yet again, one of those wonderkins. Like, that man can stroke the keys. Very, very good.
I wish you could see all the wincing that we do in
Bill,
podcast form. Just we take turns speaking, and then the other guys all wince. And then
are
that's
you sure you meant?
podcast.
Oh well, he said that. So yeah, I'm picturing. It's like watching Mario just barely making it onto all
Yeah,
the
like
jumps.
how's it gonna land this plane? I feel like every time I open my mouth.
Yeah.
Me
Oh, that's
too.
great. It's
okay.
great.
Like I said, these things usually run about like 18, 19 hours, and then we just edit down. So
Yeah. Number 3, Joni Mitchell Blue.
Joni Mitchell.
Joni Mitchell?
we're getting down to the really nitty gritty, and Joni Mitchell is here.
I know. That's what the fuck. And that was the greatest Canadian artist of all time, too. Remember? That was number 1.
They're trying to make us have crazy headlines. They're making clickbait that isn't even clickbait. It's
Joni
real.
Mitchell? Yeah. How many kids
The
out there
moment I put
Googling?
Joni Mitchell on a Google,
Yeah.
people are going to freak out. The whole internet's going to erupt and implode on itself.
Honestly, like, I appreciate Joni Mitchell, but I haven't really
I don't
listened
think
to
you
a
do.
lot.
Sounds like you don't. Let me just. Nah,
Line
I
through my
won't stop
teeth,
you.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, she was around
That's true.
with. Yeah, she was around.
She was around.
Dude, don't say that about the fucking goat.
Just in that whole circle of the what
Goaty
is it,
Mitchell.
Laurel Canyon crew back in the day with like Bob Dylan and like in the Woodstock days, she was just one of in that group of songwriters
Oh,
that
the
was just
beautiful minds.
again, I think known as much for her songwriting abilities as her actual albums are.
The influence that they've had is wider spread maybe than my
and
image
sometimes
of them,
these lists are
I'd say.
shining light on people that didn't even make it as mainstream, but because of them, a movement happened.
Yeah, exactly. Like the influence is maybe not as visible as it should be on these albums. Like maybe that's like why Lauryn Hill's ahead of Thriller somehow. You know,
And
it's
like-
just like people don't realize how powerful it was for a certain group of people or whatever.
Yeah, and how far removed are we now from the original Woodstock? And like the only things we hear about are those couple of big bands, you know, Jimi
Right.
Hendrix and
There's only a few.
the band and
Yeah.
and Grateful Dead. But there are all these smaller bands that were probably pretty important. They were just the music of the day. And then, 50, 60. I
Well, who
can't do
was it?
math.
The original? Well, I can't remember who was it that was the original, like teen idol. You were saying in one of our podcasts. It's like some guy I'd never heard of, and it's like the original
I was
Justin
literally
Bieber,
listening-
essentially. Like the first
Like-
kid to be like,
like Jerry Lee Lewis or something.
Yeah, around that time, Fool. Oh, yeah.
oh, poor little fool.
Poor
Whatever
little
that-
fool. And he sang Traveling Man. Yeah, I'm a
Poor little
traveling
fool.
man. You know that song? Oh, da, 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 da.
All of the melodies were the same.
I'd probably recognize it if he was doing it.
Ah, what the
Yeah.
fuck? Yeah,
Our impressions are very good. What are you talking about?
oh, man, this is gonna bother me. I was lit. I can't remember his name. It's like David Cooper.
Can you just do a
That's a name.
voiceover? You just ever come in voice of God wise and
exasperated,
just punch it in like you knew it all the way along.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
the Atlantic Falcons. Ricky Nelson.
Atlantic Falcons.
Ricky Nelson.
Atlantic Falcons. Yeah. That's a Simpsons reference.
No, I don't know if Simpsons. I don't know. I've never heard of that.
Anyways, Ricky Nelson was the first Justin Bieber. And you can
First Justin Bieber.
walk away with
Justin
that.
Bieber just shorthand for Teen Idol? There have been lots of them.
Nope, two.
I don't know if he's the gold standard.
We need another
Just because you
Bieber.
got the same hat or whatever.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. I like my boy JB. Or Donny Osmond. He was there. So there's
Dylan
30.
earlier, let me on this tip here. You thought that Jesus, you're like, is Jesus his first name?
Yeah, that was
you
one of the
thought
thoughts
that
I
Jesus
had.
was a title?
Yeah, I thought it was a title. Like Jesus is like, I just thought his name was Christ. Yeah.
His family name.
Our current, exactly. Our current Christ, our current Jesus Christ is his name. Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh,
You studied many years to be a Jesus.
He's just a man with one name,
Cher.
Cher. Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, like Cher.
Or like, yeah.
like Cher.
What, like Cher?
Yeah.
That's right.
Where are we at on
Christ.
this list?
It goes Cher and then Christ.
Yeah.
Anyway,
In that order.
I was going to say, we got 4 slots left. Is there room for Cher, Heart of Stone in here? It's top
there's room
four.
for you to
We'll
make
have
the
to figure
guest.
out.
Greatest
Yeah.
albums
Led
of all
Zeppelin
time.
4 is where?
My friend bought a Fiero, and I bought him that CD, the Cher, Heart of Stone, on CD to play in his
It is
Fiero.
That's fitting. Yeah. That's fitting.
You guys went for that beautiful joyride.
To Cher. Yeah. Hey, she was a very handsome woman. Okay. Actually, she was a very pretty woman. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
A hot take. Cher, attractive.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but Dylan thinks that Cher is pretty.
Yeah. 100% would tap, but I respect her, so I wouldn't say that.
Good God,
Okay, I'm
man.
gonna switch.
What? Wait,
No, we're going to have to edit that, too.
I'm sorry, Cher.
I'm sorry too. She's like my grandmother.
Most certainly listening. Dylan, can you ever stop saying horrible things?
And we'll be right back. And we're back.
And this episode sponsored by Clap Off. It turns things off only by clapping once.
There should be a life alert clapper. Like a clapper, like if you're down, you fall. Like, oh, help! I've fallen and I can't give up, and you're just clapping.
And what
Oh, no.
happens?
Yeah.
What do you mean? How would this work?
So it's like kind of like a Google Home, I guess.
Okay, we'll edit everything out. What
Yeah.
are you talking about?
I don't know, man. I was just coming up with inventions.
All right.
Yeah.
No, I thought I did.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I just ran with it. Number
I'm
2,
lost.
the Beach Boys, Pet Sounds.
The first emo album.
Dude, Beach Boys.
Really?
The first emo album. Go listen to it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of crazy lore around Pet Sounds. I love Pet Sounds. But it's like,
I got some Pet Sounds actually for.
yeah, it's kind of like that. You can
Nice.
imagine. Yeah, it was like after the super sunny boy band Beach Boys days.
Yeah.
And it was like way more introspective, and it was all
Broody.
I
Brian
gotta check
Wilson.
that out, though.
Yeah, I feel like Pet Sounds was rejected because Brian Wilson, I think, produced it. Well, I don't know if he produced it by himself, but he pretty much did the whole album while the Beach Boys band was out on tour without him. From what I understand, I feel like I haven't brushed up on my Beach Boys history.
That's crazy.
He
But-
wouldn't come out.
He's like the creative force behind the Beach Boys, even though he didn't want to be performing for a really long time.
So he should be Brian Wilson and his Beach Boys.
Yeah, kind of. I feel like they had like a weird management thing where they had like an overbearing manager situation or like a family.
Didn't let him
I
strike
should
it.
know more.
Why don't
I'm
you
gonna
know?
talk about it? But
I don't.
but I
should
feel like
also.
the album was like rejected by the record label and stuff because they're like, "What the hell is this? This isn't the Beach Boys."
This is not what we signed up for. No, what anybody
And then I
signed
think
up for.
that song, I think it was Sloop John B. You know that one?
Sloop John B.
We'll put in a
We'll
here.
punch it in. Yeah, for you people at
You
home.
definitely
We'll
know
put
it.
in a clip of two people talking who know about things.
The worst trip I've ever been on.
Wow.
I feel like it was like
That's Brian Wilson in the
You gotta get your
living.
mic a little closer, I think. I don't know how we're doing on mic skills today. I've been watching Dylan flying in and out, zooming in back and forth.
It's all in the beauty of
It's
editing.
okay.
Yeah.
No, it isn't.
Anyways, you were saying Brian Wilson?
This will never see the light of day.
Brian Wilson, hell of a guy. Good album.
Quite a guy. Life of the party.
I like the take that Pet Sounds is the first emo album. It's not my take. I heard somebody else say it.
I'll
take credit.
I'll have to go back and listen to that. That's awesome. Brian
But you
Wilson and his
will
Beach
promote
Boys.
this view.
Yeah. And number 1. Marvin Gaye, what's going on?
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Whoa,
I nailed it.
You
Nailed it.
friggin' nailed it.
Whoa,
That's
shit.
crazy.
Sheesh.
Really?
Yeah, number one, Marvin Gaye, what's going on?
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. What's going on indeed?
No, I'm just kidding. It's Americana.
Oh, fuck.
I'm kidding. No. Sorry.
Dylan just double got me.
I just double
My
got
neck's
you.
gonna break.
The Offspring. Who fucking yeah? This list was curated by Dexter Holland. Yeah. Yeah, Marvin Gaye, what's going on? That's obviously probably one of the biggest influential albums of all time.
Wow. There you go.
It's incredible.
Well.
Marvin Gaye. Yeah, obviously, I'm not disappointed in that number one.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you
Yeah,
agree with
there you
the
go.
list?
Man, I should quit music because I don't know anything about anything. I just haven't listened to a ton of Marvin Gaye.
That's awesome.
I got to start telling everybody that I'm
That's a smooth-
something I know about.
It's a smooth record. Also,
Yeah.
it sounds amazing, and I feel like it was really topical
I got
at
some
the time.
homework to do.
Testing, yeah. Testing your turntable with the Marvin Gaye record.
You should forward me this list, and I'll spend a bunch of time listening to old smoothie hits from Marvin Gaye and shit, and I'll
Emo Beach
bring
Boys.
back my opinions.
Joni Mitchell.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I don't feel like I want to listen to any of this shit. I'm like, wait a sec, this homework. I don't want to listen to Joni Mitchell, Bob Dylan and shit. Get out of here. God.
But you would enjoy this one. I know for a fact that you could pop on what's going on.
Oh, I would
and
love
be
Marvin
like,
Gaye. No, that would be
like
fine.
you can just put that on while you're cooking a meal.
Yeah.
No,
Have
that's
a
awesome.
great time.
Whenever
But it's one of those ones too where like if you phase it out, it's just so nice. It's such a
I'm
nice
sorry to
sounding
be-
album, but it is like really
is it funk? Like it's straight
no,
up?
it's not funk. It's more like
R&B.
smooth soul,
Oh,
R&B.
soul, yeah.
I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like Al Green and shit. Like
Yeah.
if you're ever in a bad mood, I feel like Al Green or like just some funk in general. I feel like that's the way to put yourself in a good mood.
So that was the list. Thanks for bearing with. And then the other thing I have, and this is actually a viewer question. Jub.
Yeah, jub again.
Of course. What is your opinion? And this is bipartisan. Bipartisan means neutral, right?
No,
Oh,
not in America anymore. Wait, sorry. Go ahead.
this is my neutral stance on it. I'm just asking a question. What do you guys think about the blues?
I like the blues.
what's my
well enough.
opinion on the blues?
Yeah, like the genre of music.
I used to actually like the blues in general a lot more because of NPR. Like I used to listen to the radio a lot more. And jazz and blues and classical music was way more a part of my life because I was always looking for like hip hop samples to try and take eventually. So I would end up putting on the radio and it's blues right now, like late at night blues on the Groove Yard. There was a dude, I don't know if he still does it, and I always forget his name.
The Groove
I think
Yard?
his name was Dick something, and he had like the craziest
That's a dope name.
voice. He had like the craziest, like lowest smoker's voice ever.
This is the Groove Yard with Dick something.
Speak really slow, and it was like
Yeah.
it was a late night graveyard shift show, and it was like the blues, and it was
What
really
do you think?
dope.
My opinion on blues, the most hijacked of any genre.
Oh yeah, the most robbed and
Most
pillaged.
robbed
Yeah.
without any or not gratitude. I mean, it's easy for like the Rolling Stones and Led Zeppelin to be like,
Yeah,
we like the blues.
yeah, it's easy to say.
But
Yeah,
I think there's the line when they get like with Led Zeppelin where they're actually taking riffs and lyrics
stylings and
that is beyond just an homage, and it's actually just kind of
song.
plagiarism.
Yeah, there's no question that
Yeah.
it's basically the
which
founding roots.
I think is fine. Like in sampling, that's cool. In like other genres, that's cool. It's just that there has to be some kind of payment,
it has its foundations so
For
deeply.
rock.
It
like
has its
writing credits or
Yeah.
like just in music theory, like it is such a strong sound that there's no denying it. Like if you find blues hidden in metal or hidden in classical or hidden in country, or it's in everything. Like it's just because the blues is a chord progression and a time signature basically. Like you can
it's like a primary color of music.
exactly, like you can repurpose that flavor just like there's, if you listen to Punjabi music, there is a certain sound, a certain flavor comes to your mind right
it's
away.
hot. Yeah.
Like
A palette, a scale.
no, I don't want you to like give me an impression of what.
Oh, here we go, cringing again.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. I almost didn't say anything about another culture at all because you're here, Dylan. But anyway, no. But basically, like a lot of those rhythms are very similar. All throughout that entire genre. Blues is very similar in the way that their music theory is so similar throughout all of it. So that formula can be reapplied a billion zillion times. Like it's through rock and roll, it's through hip hop, it's through everywhere. Blues.
I was showed up late to work. Then I watched a Scorsese movie. Then it gave me some nightmares. My name is Randy.
You're plagiarizing.
Remember? That's a callback to the beginning of the episode. Remember I told you to tell me 3 bad things that happened this week?
That's true.
Because I was writing a blues song.
Man, you're making me think about the worst things that happened this week again.
I'm trying to have a podcast. I'm trying to have a podcast, and Homeboy is dwelling on the past, dwelling on the worst things.
How about what are 3 wonderful things you're looking forward to this week?
That's not the blues. So the reason why I said this is because Jub. Okay, leads. Now I'm going to go more specific. What do you think of Stevie Ray Vaughan?
I fucking love Stevie Ray Vaughan. He's amazing. I think. I haven't listened to him a ton in my life, but I know he's hugely influenced Adam. Mm-hmm. And Adam showed me a lot of Stevie Ray Vaughan stuff, and I think his voice is kind of underrated also. But
underrated?
Underrated, yeah. He's got a pretty sweet blues voice, and I think that he's one of the best guitarists of all time.
Yeah, incredible guitar player. And
man's got talent.
Yeah, and I feel
like I'm setting you up or something.
Well, it's just
I don't have a very emotional tie to him at all. I would never really listen to him too much. I just think he's incredibly gifted.
It's just tough topic to think about because I immediately go to the fact that maybe he brought blues music to like a wider audience or to the white folk
audience.
Yeah, exactly. So
I see what you're saying. Yeah, so he's a bit of a thief, but at the same time,
yeah, exactly. It's like maybe some artists that were still alive that people had never heard of. Maybe people got into the blues because of Stevie Ray
there's
Vaughan
a white guy doing
and
it.
went back and listened to Stevie Ray Vaughan's influences and
that is a shady
and
element that I hadn't really thought about at the time. Yeah.
So the reason why I bring that up is because Jub fucking, it's like, what is so good about Stevie Ray Vaughan? Like, why is he held to this high standard? That's
also
what I'm impartial. Obviously, he's a great guitarist, and there's
passing away at the height of your excellence.
1990?
It will really solidify you as
1990.
one of the greats.
Yeah.
He didn't have time to peter out at all.
Jub basically wants to teabag his coffin. It's not that. It's not that heavy.
Is that what he said?
He loves him that much?
Yeah, he loves him that much. He wants to rub his balls all over his coffin.
Dude, try to contain yourself.
Mad appreciation, bro. But it's
sign of respect.
It's just like what's his big song? Like love and joy. Baby boy.
My pride and joy.
Yeah,
I think pride and joy is not the best
talk
song.
Shit about
but, like a lot of artists that...
Edit that out.
The Thrill Is Gone. Tell him to go listen to the song The Thrill Is Gone and watch the live performance from right before he passed away.
Not even a Stevie Ray Vaughan song.
I feel like none of them ever are.
That's part of the blues too. Is I feel like there's more of a culture of playing cover songs and like sharing songs around, and everybody has different versions of.
Because most people who play the blues are trying to do it for pocket change, so they want songs that people recognize so that they'll give them their 25 cents from their pocket.
Yeah, and so and you know what, I personally,
I mean that with a lot of respect.
I appreciate its roots. I appreciate what it's done. I personally there's a blues radio station that
you don't like rock and roll, dude.
Yeah,
man, it's just not for me, man. Panic at the Disco or nothing.
You don't like things that were influenced?
Yeah. Are you going to start the flow chart here? How do we get from Muddy Waters to Panic at the Disco if you can't sweat out? Because I guarantee you it couldn't happen without somehow.
So that's where I'm like, you know what? That's the main point of the blues. It's like it's no question that it is basically the fundamental starting of rock.
Yeah, and it was like,
essentially.
It was like such a forbidden type of music back in his day.
I don't know what it's playing. It just, like, to me, it sounds more all alike than country music.
It is literally rooted in a type of musical theory that is...
I can't listen to it for very long, personally. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
I don't know. Are there blues songs that are not, like, swung progressions like that? Yeah. I don't know. It depends what you're calling straight up blues, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It is based around probably the scale also.
It's the blues scale and to me the swung time signature.
The notes you aren't playing.
No. That is a different saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm the greatest guitar player right now, apparently.
Wow. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's a large topic.
So, anyways.
Yeah. Hey, do you really enjoy listening to this style of music that was popular in the 1930s? Like, you know what?
No.
Hit with me the same as Run the
Yeah. I just don't think that Paul McCartney is as cool as Killer Mike right now for me.
You know what? Music that's 80 years old just doesn't slap like brand new music does.
And I fucking, I wrap it up before the battery dies because the battery's going to...
Just the podcast is over because I never do it again.
It's too far, And Van Hagar rules.
You gotta edit out any of that.
That's what I'm thinking. I'll just probably delete the middle and the end and the beginning, and then we're done.
Edit out the parts of me talking about editing things out.
Every time you say
it's going.
No, that's when we have to delete.
But that's staying. It's
I don't know. We'll decide at the time.
These are my friends.
These are my friends.
Oh, that was...
Here's another $5. Thank you. Okay. Thanks so much, Randy. Anything else you have get off your chest here, bud?
Yeah, I wish I had something to plug.
We'll get you back when you do. As soon as you have a show or an album or a release or a thing to say, maybe an opinion, a hot take, just give me a shout and we'll have you back. It's been a slice.
And if anything comes in the next week, we'll splice it in for you. How about that?
Yeah, I'm really sad that I missed out. I got into this because I listened to the Rolling Stone countdown of Canadian artists, and there were some of my favorite artists of all time just skimmed over. I feel like I've heard the name anyway. Yeah.
This time it's just all No, but this could be the thing. We could have Randy back just for countdowns. Yeah. We could just pull different countdowns from different people from different places. This is McDonald's top 58. Yeah. Cool. Wow.
Awesome, man. Okay, well, it's been a slice. We appreciate you being here. And, stay tuned for more.
Thank you muchly.
Yeah, thank you much.
Thank you.
Yeah. These are my friends.
These are my
These are my friends.
These are my friends. Randy.
Bacon butter smoothie pancakes.